Oh, we got 3 people in here already. How's everybody doing? Let me get some more light in here. Let's see if that helps. Not sure that's helping any. How's everybody doing? Well, shoot, it showed 3 people in here. Now it's not showing anybody. Yep, it's not showing anybody. That's okay. Um, Let me move some stuff out of the way like that, so y'all can see the new toolbox there. Hope y'all like it. How you doing, Sizzle? Uh, you're the first one in here to join me. I thought I had when I first come on. It said I had 3 people in here, and then it dropped them off. Uh, my office is a mess. Y'all can tell, but I'll be talking about that box here in a minute, and little information on it. I picked it up last Sunday, so probably a few hours before I was supposed to be on here. Uh, so you doing pretty good, Sizzle? How you doing, Warren? Sure been missing y'all. Still on this turnaround. Been able to watch anything still at work, but listening tonight. Okay, that's cool, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Uh, yeah, last week I didn't even do one. Wasn't nothing wrong. It's just run behind on everything last night. Last week, and ended up. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, shoot, yeah. Ended up just what's the word? Just canceling the live because the wife cooked dinner late, and yeah, 100 to 102 hours. Wow. Week, 2 weeks, week. Wow, that's a heck of a week. Uh, you saying you're going to go try to work at a hardware store, Sizzle? That sounds cool. Is it a big one or a small local one? Okay. Part time isn't bad. Uh, Home Depot. Home Depot's a good one. Hopefully you get some good discounts. They have a good discount on some batteries today, but I didn't want to go. I've got plenty. I've got plenty of M12 batteries. Plus, I've already got the 5.0. Or yeah, I've already got the 5.0, and that was the deal. I think if you bought a 5.0, you could get two 3.0s kind of free. It was a BOGO deal or something. I don't know. But you could only do it in store. You couldn't do it online. And I just didn't want to go, even though I've got some stuff to return. But anyways, y'all see my new toolbox back there? I picked it up, like I said, last Sunday. I've got a little I've actually got a video. I've got it, a lot of it filmed. So, but the toolbox is a 1982. It's a KRA 56D, made in Kenosha. It says it on the back that it's made in Kenosha, Wisconsin, instead of just saying made in the USA or something. No, it's not a U.S. General. New deals start tomorrow, BOGO. So it's a snap-on. Very nice. We've got the little original pamphlet that comes with it. They said they opened it up and it was tucked in the back. The only problem was this drawer, this slide was a little rusty. And what it looks like has happened is, some of those old screwdrivers, the handles would gas off and they would crack and all this stuff. But those gases are corrosive. And that side was the only side that had any rust on it. And it was just in that one slide. Other than that, they're all smooth as butter, and that one is now too. I put some quad alt steel wool to it and some WD-40, and I actually filmed it, but I think I messed up. I filmed with two cameras from two different angles, and when I was getting the close-up of me cleaning it, I think I lost it. Let's see. Deal start tomorrow. U.S. General, nice box. Year after I was born. That's cool. 1982, the year I graduated high school. Man, that's a big difference. One person was born, one person graduated high school. Yeah, it's a decent size. I'm going to put it in that corner. We'll put it in that corner. I'm going to build me a stand to put it on, and it's going to keep my tools that I use to test stuff with, and some tools I keep in the house to fool with, like this right here. This is my torque gauge for testing back drag and stuff. So I'll keep stuff like that in it. It's a very nice one. I'm going to try to keep it in pretty good shape. I've got a lot more cleaning I want to do on it. But, yeah, it's not Mr. Huge toolboxes like we're used to. And the thing is, these drawers, the top three and that next one, they're all real skinny. So it's not something we're used to seeing. It's, I know for me, a lot of times we just laid our stuff down, but and I got keys for it too. I looked online and looked on eBay in that same box, but different years all across the deal. None of them in that good a shape were going for 150, 200, 300 bucks. I paid 200 for it. Pack out size. Yeah, it's a little bigger. Let me see. It is 26 by let me see. $26 by 14 and a half by 12. 26 by 14 and a half by 12. So, and it's, like I said, it's a pretty nice little box. I'm pretty happy with it. and I'll do up a video and I'll have it up there this week. I'm finally starting to get a handle on some of the stuff I've been doing. That's why I haven't been doing any videos. I actually did a video this week. I uploaded it, but I didn't like it. I was going to do a video every day for the Harbor Freight deal, where the Inside Track Club. I was going to do a video a day, and I got to looking at it, and none of the stuff was. The only decent day really was Friday, Monday and Friday, and Monday they didn't have stuff in stock at my local store. So, and I just didn't go Friday. So I just didn't. I uploaded. I just never made it public. I just don't think it would be. It's all old news now. It wouldn't be worth watching. I'll look at it again. I may release it. I don't know. If anyone's wondering, tonight's drink is Smoke Wagon Small Batch. This is a solid bourbon, real solid. It's 100 proof, 50% alcohol, so it's sweet, a little sweet. It's got a little bit of oily mouthfeel, which is good. I don't know. It's just a solid bourbon. It's hard to see, but you can see how much I've drunk out of it. Not too much. Let's see. Keys for that year's Snap-on box are no longer available through Snap-on due to being an ILCO lock. Bought a small one from 1957 with no keys. I had to order them from Easy Keys. That's interesting. I know my dad's box. Yeah, my dad's box. And they're from the mid to late 80s. I was able to order keys for it. My Snap-on guy had keys, but he might have had them already. Because he was like, "Oh yeah, I have some for that," and I think they're one size fit all. Like, if you got this lock number, every box had that same lock number, and yeah, that's cool. I'll have to keep that in mind. So how was everyone's week? I didn't get to ask how y'all were doing. Some of you come in, and so Walter, Arnolf, Rivera, Warren. How was y'all's week? Y'all doing pretty good? Sizzle come in a little before everybody. Yeah, I plan on. I might make a video when I make the stand for that. I looked, I couldn't find anything that was right sized for a stand. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna make it out of either gray or black, galvanized or black pipe, and just use elbows and all that. Make it and tease and put me a piece of wood up there and be done with it. Let's see. Guess you haven't purchased the Icon. Nope. I was going to. I would have Monday if they would have had them in stock, but they didn't have them in stock at my store. I was going to purchase them Friday if I went, but I decided not to. I'm sorry. I'm bending down, scratching my leg, itching my leg. So I just didn't. I haven't been to Harbor Freight to buy them, and they be in stock. I'm probably going to buy one of those Pelican case style deals though, to put all my camera equipment in, all my different things, so that I can strap it to my luggage rack on my bike, and not have to worry about putting the garbage bag around something like that, which is what I done last year. And then I've got a waterproof bag. I can use that for other stuff and strap it to my passenger seat. Cheers. But yeah. Has anyone else got them on here? The new Icon slip joint long nose pliers. I want to get them. I lost my Snap-ons, and I just don't want to spend the money again. I mean, it's 50 something bucks. I had the small ones, and yeah, I just don't want to spend that money again. Let's see. I think my internet or something is slow tonight. Does everything seem to be moving along out there? Because I'm not getting messages very fast. Let's see. That's cool, Sizzle. How you liking them? Like the mid-size Snap-on ones better? Okay. I understand. Jeff's got a video. I just seen it today. I don't know if it's from today or yesterday, where he's comparing them. But it looks like he's got a regular pair of Snap-on needle nose in there on the thumbnail. So I'm gonna check it out and see what it is. And also, see, Papa did a video on them too. I looked it over. I watched it. Didn't comment on it. I think I was doing something at the time, but yeah. But I want to check them out, see how I like them. In the end, they'll go in my drawer and they'll be used for stuff that they're needed for. Supposed to get another good day tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be going to the quarry and picking up some what's called dense grade. If you don't know, dense grade is like up to about 3/4 inch rock, but it's that down. So it's got all kind of different sizes, all the way down to fine material, like a sandy, powdery material, and it helps it to pack down and create a good base. I'm going to go pick up probably 15, 16 tons of it, and I will 15, 16 tons or 15,000 pounds. I don't know. I think 15, 16 ton. Anyway, I'll put a little bit on my drive in front of my shop, and then I'm going to put some. Bought my wife a she shed for Christmas, and I'm gonna put some down where her shed's gonna go and level it out. It's in a bad spot where water will pool under it, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna raise it up a little bit, and then I can call them in and have them drop it off. Also, today had some put my phone line back up. I don't use it. It's not active, but the phone line during our little snowstorm weighed up with too much stuff and failed. Let's see. It's going pretty good. Welcome, Hilarious. Good to have you. Well, I don't know how many women tune in. I don't see a whole lot of them. I get the whole analytics, and they don't like my channel quite so much. So it is what it is. See, hoping I can get a good price on the Doyle vise someday. It looks well made. I'm a little vise poor, so I don't need to be buying any vices. I got some pretty nice ones, and yeah. Let's see. Well, that's okay. Hilarious. You can be in here under whatever profile you want. I understand though. My profile for my YouTube channel is the same that I use for everything. So I do have a second profile I may start using, but for the most part, ain't that pretty? Look at that shine. But anyway, I'm not sure I have whole lot to talk about. I did get in that last thing I was waiting on to start my pocket deal, to try out a few things that you keep in your pockets, but I don't know if I can find it. Well, okay, and I've already lost it. Ain't that ridiculous? I know I'll find it someday. I just don't have it right now. Let's see. What did I do with it? That's ridiculous. Well, you lose stuff, you don't. It is what it is. How you doing, Papa? It's okay, Rob. We're just chatting around. I showed everybody my new Snap-on box. Papa's going to really like it. I actually think you will like it because it's old antique, not something new. I'm super happy with it. The friction slides. So the friction slides on cheaper toolboxes back in the day, they just sucked. But the friction slides on this thing are awesome. And I would rather have the friction slides on this than have ball bearing slides on this. They just do great. Okay, Mike, or Hilarious, one of the two. Had one of those in your first garage. Yeah, they're cool boxes. I am really liking it. I can't wait to get it finished cleaning up. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to clean it up real good. I'm going to make sure all the slides are right, and pretty much they are. I put some lube on the bottom two. I'm going to take the top three out. You got to have a special tool to do it. And I say special. It doesn't look like much, but it's this right here. And yeah, you got to have that to take the slides out on these. Yeah, this one was $200, Papa, for me, which seems like a lot, but for a 40-year-old box in that good a shape, I felt it was a good price. Appreciate it, Mike. Let's see, here we go. This way. Let's see. I considered a box for my shop, but I'm that fellow that can't figure out what the hell I want to be when I grow up. So I ran out of room in the garage. I understand that. That's what I've been telling my instructors. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Stole it. Yeah, it was. I've seen them in all kind of prices. I seen another one for $150 that was a good bit rougher. Guy brought this down from Indiana to me. He was about 50 miles up on I-65 in Indiana. He brought it down to me. He works a construction job, and he was heading south, and I met him in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, and picked it up. So yeah. See, had to replace the brake light bulb. Cheap, but of course one of the plastic nuts went. Oh shoot. $7 at the dealer. Man, that sucks. The I went and bought windshield wipers. I got to put them daggum things on. They but it was 40 stinking dollars for windshield wipers. I was about that's just a crazy price for me. I wasn't expecting to pay that. But both of my windshield wipers have got little pieces hanging off of them where they're coming apart. So I figured out I might need to get some windshield wipers. I did look into batteries finally for my truck. I've been jumping it off or using my little jump box all winter. Excuse me. Because they're only holding about 11.6, and that's not enough to start it. So I've been using it all winter. Finally looked into the price on batteries. It's going to cost me roughly $500 for 2 batteries, which isn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. That's from O'Reilly's, and that's their battery, not for the next to the best battery. But it's not for like a Ford battery, which see. Yeah, Rob, the Rain-X, I wish I would have looked at the flyer before I bought mine. I bought the Bosch, and then I seen that the Rain-X were on sale. See, I'm so mad at new vehicles. I get discouraged about turning wrenches. It's getting to the point you can't even open them up anymore without a dotty. You know, it is a little frustrating. When back around 1993 or 94, when I really started fooling with working on stuff, and you started seeing more and more fuel injection stuff come and need to be worked on, I just decided, I mean, I did a little research, and it wasn't easy back then because, we didn't have the internet. So you had to go talk to people, which, you don't really have to talk to people anymore. And you had to look at books and stuff like that to figure out voltages and stuff. And it wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy to figure out, Just remember, suck, squish, bang, blow, and everything else that a vehicle has to do or engine has to do revolves around that. So I figure which one's making it not run, and then figure out what part of it controls that and go from there. See, don't worry, Mike. I have an IT degree. It doesn't help much. Need all the scanners and tools to scan. Yeah, scanners, they come in handy. I don't have one yet. I've got little bitty plugins though. One time I owned a lot of Snap-on tools. Yeah. The wife bought a 23 Nissan. There isn't even an oil filter. No oil filter. Wow. Leaving work a little early. That's cool. Go rest, man. You have put in enough hours. Lord have mercy. And that, are you a salaried, Warren, or are you hourly? Salaried, that's going to suck. Even if you get paid after a certain amount of hours. I was salaried, and I didn't get paid over certain, let's see, if we went over 10 hours and we were scheduled, I got paid. And if we had to come in on a weekend, that was scheduled, I got paid extra. But other than that, I didn't get paid. So usually I put in 10 or 11 hours, but we were only like scheduled for 9. So I didn't get paid for none of that per day. See, I've been purchasing a few Icon players. I really liking them. Yeah, we talked about that just a little bit before you did. I seen your video. Um, some vehicles have to register the battery with a scan tool after they're replacing the VW and Audi this way. Yeah, I'm worried about my truck. I know some newer ones, there's issues, but I'm not sure about mine. I hope mine it doesn't have any problems. But because of that, I'm thinking about doing it one battery at a time, leaving a battery in and pulling and hoping it'll maintain. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just concerned I'll have issues after I replace the battery. I did have an issue the other day. Something was disengaged for a little bit until till I got up to a certain amount of volts in the battery. See, they feel good, Papa. I dig the Icon. The Quinn are great for the road pack bags. The full set is like $20 and the 30% off. Yeah, I looked at those two. There's 2 sets of the Quinn, and I looked at both of them on Monday when I went in. I just didn't need anything out of them, so I didn't. I mean, I got a drawer full of a long drawer full of pliers, plus a bunch in my toolbox I use, and I just didn't see no good reason to buy them. Thank goodness, Ireland. That's good. I'm glad, because yeah, that a salary, yeah, that wouldn't be good at all. Yeah, I seen that F-150. Uh, I hope it does you well. I seen a what was it? I think it was 87. Yeah, it was 87 F-150, straight 6. Guy had it on there. Good, had a real nice straight body. Had it for sale for $850. I was going to go look at it Friday, and because he said that was the first time he was going to be available. I'm like, okay, cool. Tuesday morning, I wake up to a "this has been sold" deal. Sort of aggravating. I love those body style trucks. Anything in the 80s. Well, really, any F-150 before like 95. I like them. After that, they're okay, but I love those older boxy styles and even earlier. There's only one set that I really don't like, um, and they're not bad. It's just like some of the 60s. I don't like the body style on them. But anyway, see. How you doing, Dancing Alone? Uh, let's see, up to 92. Yeah. I forget which year they went to that new body style, but I know it's after 94 or 95 because it's after 95 because I had a 95 and it was the old body style. I bought an almost brand new 95. It was a long bed with a extended cab. Beautiful black and gray truck. It was a Lariat. Yeah, it was a Lariat, and it had real wood grain interior and all that good stuff. It was a fancy. It was one of those custom uh, deals. One of these custom truck deals. I can't remember if it was a specific brand, but it had ground effects on it and big old wide tires in the back. Let's see, diesels is best to replace them both. Oh, I'm going to replace them both, but I meant when I replace them, I'm going to pull this one out, put it in, and then pull this one out and put it in. And I don't know if it'll keep. I don't know if when I do that it'll keep power to the computer. I might find me one of those deals that plugs in the cigarette lighter to keep power to the computer. See, did this with the '05 2500 HD. One was a couple years old. The other one was 14. One was killing the other one. Yeah, that sucks. See, Mike is making stuff. Mike, I ran Harbor Freight and top of the line. Maybe had 3 tools ever that shit the bed on me in almost 35 years. Long as you don't ask more from the tool than what it can do, it'll keep. Yeah, I agree. Uh, as long as you're buying a halfway decent tool and you're using them appropriately, chances are most tool brands are going to do okay for you. It's when you try to go ultra cheap or you're trying to do something with the tool that it's not really meant to do. That's when you run into problems. Have a few 89s, 90s. Yeah, I have. So I've got my 86 back. I'm gonna start doing videos on that this summer. Um, I had a 82. My first truck was an 81 F100. I think that might have been the last year for the F100. Not sure. I had a 95. I had a 98. I had a '04 F250. I had a 16 F250, a 19 F250, and I've got a 17 F350 now. Plus, I've got my son's 88 F150 out here. So I'm a big Ford truck guy. Let's see. You have a '01 F150. They're not too bad. I had the one, my 98. I believe it was a 98. Could have been a 99, but it had the 3-door. It was 3 doors, so it had the 2 main doors, and one side on the extending cab opened up backwards. The other side didn't open up. So, and you didn't want to close them opposite each other. So, 98 came out with the girly version of the F-150. Mine was a cool truck. It was white. It had a yellow and black NASCAR stripe down the side, and it had NASCAR with the flag embroidered into the headrest and gray seats. It was a pretty nice truck. I traded it in on my '04 F250. See, just don't like the marker lights in the 92s, 95. Okay, but they are better than the 98ish. See, the Ford trucks up to 96 heater core replacement was easy. Pulled the glove box, taking out 4 5/16 true screws and removing the heater boxes in the engine compartment. I never had to do that. The only repair I had to do was on some of those. On my 98 was I've done a lot of repairs on some of my older trucks, but on my 98, I had to replace one of the rotors, and it was weird. It was very expensive, and it wasn't just a rotor. It was, I don't know, it was weird. See, and it wasn't a 4-wheel drive either. 86 F350 dually with a 460. Yeah, the gas on that's pretty expensive. See, '04, '05 heater core sucks. First truck was a 48 F100 step side Granddad gave me. That's cool as heck. I would love to have that. '04 to '08. Okay. Have to take the dash out. That sucks. My dad is clean F-150 89. Super clean. He loves it. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Replaced the couch this week. Old one was so big, I just cut it into 2 pieces. I understand. Hey, if you watch Cletus McFarland, he's doing a drag and drive this week, and they did a cheap car challenge. To me, it wasn't cheap, but they each got, they had 3 teams. He gave them all $7,500, his team included, and they had to buy a car offline and then drive it in the drag and drive. It was sick week, and he bought a I guess 70s. I looked like a mid 70s El Camino, and during the deal, during one of the days, I think the third day, they were driving and there was a couch someone had put out for the trash, and they picked it up and threw it on the back of the El Camino and drug it along with them. It was pretty cool. Cletus McFarland, he's a huge name, got millions of followers. His channel stemmed out of that whole 1320 video deal. He was actually the social media guy for 1320 video, which is one of the early drag racing deals. And 10 years ago, he started his own channel, and he's, like I say, he's got millions of followers. I've been watching his stuff since 17. It's fun stuff. He's got some technical stuff on it, but mostly fun stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, but anyway, yeah, I love my Ford trucks. I've had a bunch of them. This 86 that I've got, I bought it in 2010. I gave it to my son in 2017, and he gave it back to me this summer. He done a few things to it that, I'm going to have to change back. Like he put bucket seats in it instead of the bench. I got to go back with the bench. He cut the exhaust off. I'm gonna put the exhaust back on it. Brand new exhaust. Let's see what else. I got to fix the fender in the door. He backed up with the door open, hit a trash can, and it folded it over. And we put another door on it, but it just won't do right. Yeah, it's a straight 6, and it just doesn't sound good without it. And let's see. But a few things we did do. We went to a HEI style distributor on it. And let's see what else. Something else that updated it a little bit. I'm going to put a 2-barrel carburetor on it. It's got a 1-barrel. So I'm gonna do that. Do a few other things. Try to get it tuned up to where it doesn't use a ton of gas. When I had it, it was getting about 12 to 15 miles to a gallon. I drove it back and forth to work every day for the longest. Yeah, I love the old truck, and it'll be his again when I'm gone. And I'm pretty sure I'll still have it unless, something bad happens to it. Yeah, but you're saying it's, one of the best for pulling. Plus, just imagine it's the 300 inline 6. Plus, it's got the granny 4-speed. I could put it in first gear when it idled right. I could put it in first gear, and I had a driveway when I first got it that was on an angle about like that from the backyard. So it'd come up, do like that. I could put it in granny, and it would idle up my driveway. C6s are good, but I've always loved that granny 4-speed. This is my second truck. My second truck with it in it, my oldest son's pickup has that in it as well, but his has got a 302 with that granny 4-speed. So it didn't have points, Mike. Mine didn't have points. It had a weird electronic ignition in it that took input from the carburetor, and it was a carburetor, but the carburetor and the distributor talk to each other. And when that sensor goes bad in the carburetor, well, it's just frustrating. So I changed that. I changed the carburetor first because I couldn't get it to work right anymore. And so I changed it out to the HEI distributor. But I'm going to end up putting a 2-barrel on it just to get it dialed in right. But that's the main reason I went to that HEI. See, C6 is better than a C4. Yeah, for a lot of things. The C6 is stronger, holds a lot more power. The C4 can be better if you've got a smaller horsepower engine. Let's say you're drag racing, but you don't have like 1,500, 2,000 horsepower. You probably, maybe you got 1,000 horsepower. You probably want a C4 instead of a C6 because the C6 is going to eat up some horsepower. Yeah. I got some C4s, and that's what to go in one of my cars. Might put me a overdrive transmission in it though. See, your daily was a 4.0 inline 6 in your Jeeps. I heard those were good engines. I heard they're right there with the 302, the 4.9, not 302, the 4.9 300s. They're those that are just like cockroaches, will live through the next nuclear whatever. See, Mopar Slant 6 was their best engine. Those are good engines too. Let's see. C4 had overdrive. You sure it's a C4, not an A4OD or AOD? I know my C4s, none of the C4s I had were overdrive. They were all 3 speeds. Let's see. I thought the final drive on that was 1 something. Oh, a C4. There is a C4 overdrive. Okay. But not all C4s are overdrive, but there is a C4 overdrive. Or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. C4 third gear ratio. I think it's 1 something. Dang it. Someone's saying it's a 1-to-1, but that doesn't sound right. I know some of my overdrive stuff is like 084 is the final drive. Yeah, I know the AODs are AODs were one of the first versions with overdrive, and they had some issues. And then the E4OD, I believe, was the next, or maybe E4OD. Those were a little better. I might get something a little better and put in my station wagon. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but they are doing a drag and drive called, I believe it's going to be Appalachian Mountain Drag and Drive or Smoky Mountain Drag and Drive. And I think it's going to be based out of Nashville, or they might be doing one out of Bowling Green. But I'm going to do one of those two this year. That's the goal. Do it with the station wagon. So I got to get that station wagon done and ready to go on a drag and drive. We'll see how that goes. I've got a few months to do it. Probably got 4 months, 5 months to get it done. So we'll see how that all works. Yeah, the AODs were getting better, but they did have a lot of problems when they come out. I forget when they come out. Late 80s, I'm pretty sure. But y'all, when I was younger, my family told me to stay away from C6s. Didn't know how it happened, but he had the torque converter cavitate. That's interesting. It's usually the C4s and the C6s were pretty good. People didn't like C5s, but I mainly think people didn't like C5s because there wasn't as many of them out there. But I don't know. But the C5s come behind a lot of 400s. They come in a lot of service vehicles, stuff like that. We had one in one of those big LTDs. We had like a 74 LTD with a 400 M or whatever you want to call it, and C5 transmission. That doggone thing was like a boat. Run great. I mean, it would just top end. It just float along at about 120 mile an hour, 110, 120 mile an hour. I had it wound out one day going home to get my wife because she had went into labor. This was in 1991, 1992, something like that. It would have been 92. C6s were easy to rebuild. My dad remembers rebuilding them back in the day. That's cool. Also had a C6 with aftermarket electronic overdrive. That's awesome. I think I want to get a Gear Vendors overdrive, but they're kind of expensive. So we'll see how that goes. So the transmission here's my biggest issue with doing the drag and drive. I've got just about everything I need to get the wagon back on the road, okay? The biggest thing is my transmission. When I modified the transmission for my shifter, I had to cut a shaft. I forget why. I can't remember why, but whatever was made onto it, and I had to cut it off so I could put the shifter linkage on there. Well, instead of using a cutoff wheel or a Sawzall or something like that, I decided it'd be much faster to use my plasma torch. And when I did that, it melted the seal that run through that shaft. Didn't realize it until I put all the fluid out on the ground. And so now I've got to pull that transmission out and fix it. Now, with that said, it is not a normal C4. It is one of the very first C4s, and they call it a green dot. So let me try to explain this. So where the C4, you pull it all the way, you can pull it all the way down, and it's first, second, drive, which is third. Or if you start off in drive, it starts off in first. Well, with this one, drive, it starts off in second. For it to do right, you got to pull it all the way down to one, or maybe, I forget how it is, but it's weird. It's not normal, but it's like the first version of the C4. but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that seal for it. I don't know if it's similar. I do have a C4 sitting up in my loft that's supposed to be a good transmission, and a stall converter, which I need because this regular torque converter just ain't good for my the engine that I've got in it. It's got a little bit more cam than the converter in it likes. It's a stock converter that's in it, so I have to rev it up a little bit to keep it running, and it don't want, it wants to kill the engine anyway. See, also funny you mentioned the station wagon because the uncle with the torque converter, I think it was in a 429 Country Squire. That's cool. What year Country Squire? My 66, my Fairlane wagon is a 66. I've seen a few 66 and 67 Squires, Country Squires that I wouldn't mind having. 69, oh, that's cool. They're pretty wagons. Mine needs some work, but I'm sure you can find a video if you haven't already on my channel of me. It's going to be some early videos and shows the engine running. But as y'all know, I've got a ton of projects that I haven't finished. I've still got to finish the living room. I need to give y'all a picture, but it's like the floor's down, the walls are painted. I got to paint the trim. I got to finish putting the trim down in the living room. And then I got to caulk what needs caulking. Other than that, the living room would be finished. I've still got the hallway the flooring was supposed to be replaced when I replaced the living room, but I didn't do it. So I got to finish the hallway, and then I got to go out and work on projects out in the, that I got out in the garage. And it's a nice day. Going to be a nice day tomorrow. It was a nice day today. And today I didn't get anything done, but tomorrow I should. Let me see what weather look like. So tomorrow is a low of 46 and high of 66 for here with a sunny day. Tuesday is 44 to 54, cloudy. And then it rains again Wednesday and Thursday. Sunny Friday, rain again Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, that's another thing I'm thinking about, Papa. I've got to, I think I want to garden this year. I need to be looking, I got to find something so I can break my ground. Maybe I should go just throw me some weed kill over a spot in the yard now, mow it down to the ground and just plant over it. I don't know. People say it's not good to till it up anymore. Best to no-till. I don't know. I don't think I have a problem with erosion where I would put it, but I've thought about the raised beds. That's a good idea also, Rob. We'll see. I'll do something. I might make me a little implement to throw on the back of my tractor so I can make me some seed rows. And I made my forklift attachment for the back of my tractor. I think it wouldn't be too hard to put something to rip you a few rows, maybe a 2-row. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I might do raised beds. I might not. I had some raised beds when I was down in a little house I had down in Tennessee. And as a matter of fact, they're still there, or they were. Last pictures I seen of it on whatever that realtor website is that shows everyone's houses. Zillow, that's it. Just put a tarp on off season. That's cool. See, I'm in a rental property and build some raised boxes this year. Be a good project for a video too. Seed in a few vegetables. Yeah. There's some YouTubers that done real good just doing their raised bed videos. See, I love my gardens. Excited to see how the kiddo does this year. Last year, grabbed tomatoes and chomped them. He was only 9 to 10 months old. Put a tarp over them in the off season. Clear tarps for when it gets cold. Do buckets too. Tomatoes love the buckets, so do my super hot peppers. Yep. So I want tomatoes. I want squash, zucchini, okra. I don't care about corn, but corn does give beans and stuff. If you grow them together, it gives them stuff to intermingle with. Let's see. Cantaloupe would be a good one to grow. Don't want to do watermelon. I like it, but watermelon can be a heartbreaker. Maybe get on it real fast and do some strawberries. Let's see. Spread too thin on your channel, trying to teach folks to stop chucking things in the trash. Start fixing things. Too many people forgot how. Yeah, everything is made to break nowadays, Mike. It's ridiculous. I've got a book on it called The Waste Makers. If you ever get a chance, it was wrote back in the 50s or 60s, I think. If you ever get a chance to read it. And it's been revised since then. But it talks about planned obsolescence and how manufacturers do one of two things. They make things to break within a certain amount of time, and they make things obsolete by coming up with better alternatives, doing newer things. And even if they've got the technology to do it this year, they'll save it for next year to get you to buy it next year because it's got this new fangled feature. Car manufacturers are the worst about it. Let's see. Squash and zucchini, make sure you have a plot all of themselves. Yeah, they can take up a lot of space. Cucumbers up a fence. Yeah. Garlic. Another thing I want to do, because I love it, is asparagus. I want to plant some asparagus. And I heard once you plant it, it comes back every year. Same way with strawberries. They come back every year. Let's see. I read it, just did a video about this with the Phoebus cartel and the light bulb starting it all. Yeah, there's a light bulb that has been burning that has lasted for 110 years or something like that. That's crazy. And they don't make light bulbs last anymore. Let's see. But that's awesome that you've read that. It's a good book. Garlic is great. My neighbor has honeybees, and it's fun when I spot them in the garden. But they give him honey. See, when I made my raised beds, I filled them halfway with wood chips. That's cool. TVs are this way. Cheaper to replace them, fixing them now. Most definitely, when it's in the fire hall, I think. It's in a fire hall, I think. Let's see. When they break. Okay. Yeah. So computers. I would take people with throwaway computers. Let's say the laptop screen was bad. I'd buy a new screen and use it for another year or two. As a matter of fact, I did one. It was I forget what it was. But anyway, someone said, I ain't no good no more. The screen went out. I bought it, and for like $80, I bought a new screen, put it in, and I think I gave it to my wife to use forever. Um, but yeah, I just built a new computer, but I usually reuse components in a computer until it's so outdated they ain't worth it anymore. Um, I do have a ton of computer parts out in one of my sheds that one of these days I'm going to extract the gold out of them. I mean, I've got a lot, so it should net me a few grams, maybe not an ounce, but I should get a few grams of gold out of everything, and that's a gram would be is gold up to 2,000 an ounce now? I don't know, but if a gram, let's say a ounce of gold is $1,500, a gram, I forget what a gram would be, but anyway, yeah. Let's see. Yep, GE Phillips all got together and agreed not to build a bulb that lasted longer than 10,000 hours, else they'd work themselves out of business. Yeah, it's bullshit, and it should be illegal. Um, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I just read about it last week. Yeah, Rob, it's hanging in a firehouse. Can't remember what state. Get a trommel and a rock shaker and just toss them in, see what comes up. What are we talking about, Rob? Is that the computer parts? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. Uh, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I think I gotta get all the pieces, um, cut the pieces that have gold plating on it, put them in a vial, use some type of acid to break everything down, strain it. And then use another deal to turn the uh, acidified gold back into gold. And yeah, there's a lot of process to it, and it might be more expensive to do. I figured I'd show y'all this. I don't know if y'all are even interested, but I picked this up at my Class Six. If you don't know, Class Six is the military liquor store. These are very limited, and this is this year's. But instead of a bourbon or instead of a regular Jack Daniel's whiskey, they did the rye, and it's 133 proof. That's some high proof stuff. I found that this week. Uh, it is. It's crazy, and I'm probably going to do it in my shed instead of my garage because you never know when. Just like I was talking about your old screwdriver handles, putting off, gassing out, and putting off a uh, acidic or whatever gas and causing rust. Well, you never know when that's going to cause something like that too. Um, that sounds delicious and also a nice sipper on the rocks. Yeah. Yep. You know, one of these days I will have a little housewarming, or not a housewarming, but a meet and greet here at the garage. And, I'll share whatever I've got. Well, I won't share whatever I've got. Y'all won't get some of my super hard to find, super expensive stuff. I got about this much Pappy 12, and I got an unopened bottle of Pappy 10. Um, and those were hard to come by at a decent price. So yeah. Um, That same stink from vomit. Hate that smell. Oh yeah, from those screwdrivers and stuff, man, that stinks. Our in the army, they used to give us a wet weather top and bottom that smelled like that. It just stunk. Yeah, it stunk so bad. I've got a Matco screwdriver that has cracked and off-gassed. The Some of the Snap-on dead blow hammers did that. The ones they had that were being made by Trusty Cook. Trusty Cook has since changed their formula, but the early ones, so they used to make Snap-ons dead blows. They don't anymore. I think Snap-on makes them now. And they would you would go out there and they fell apart in your toolbox from gassing out and just breaking up. It was stupid. Or you would hit something, they'd come completely apart. Wow, we have went an hour and 11 minutes. I think I'm gonna cut this this live off now. Let y'all. I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna try to get a video or see what I've got there, and yeah, and get that done. So let's see. Breaks your heart. You have old Stanley Yankee screwdriver. Yeah, I understand. It sucks. Good night, everyone. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. I'll see y'all again next Sunday. I know I've been promising videos every week and failing to deliver. Let's see what I can do with this week. Let's see if I can get myself back on track. Have a great weekend, and y'all take care. Appreciate that, Rob. See, thanks for letting me ride along. Good to meet y'all. Good to meet you too, Mike. It's good having new people. Mike, a lot of us everyone here just about has been with me for about a year now, since I started doing these lives. And, I really appreciate all of you. And thanks. Y'all take care. Have a great week. I'll see y'all next Sunday.